You are listening to Accessibility Solutions. If you're a business looking to improve your bottom line, then you're in the right place. In this show, we will discuss how making the world accessible is great for business and the economy. My name is Linda Hunt, and I am an award-winning accessibility consultant, speaker, and author, and a longtime advocate for all things related to accessibility. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get started. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining me this week. This week, we're going to talk about International Day of Persons with Disabilities. And the International Day of Persons with Disabilities is observed every year on December the 3rd. The 2022 theme for International Day of Persons with Disabilities was Transformative Solutions for Inclusive Development, the role of innovation in fueling an accessible and equitable world. The day is observed annually on December the 3rd and was proclaimed in 1992 by the United Nations General Assembly. That makes this our 30th year of International Day of Persons with Disabilities. The observance of the day aims to promote an understanding of disability issues and mobilize support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of persons with disabilities. 2022 Global Observance was to commemorate around three overarching themes: innovation and transformative solutions for inclusive development, innovation for disability inclusive development in employment, innovation for disability inclusive development in reducing inequity, and innovation for disability inclusive development sport as an exemplar example. While these are the three official themes of the 2022 International Day of Persons with Disabilities, I want to reflect on my experience this year as a person with a disability myself, but also something that I thought was a great initiative. And I was very, very pleased to be able to take part in it this year. So my husband, Greg, and I were traveling this year, and we were flying home from Puerto Vallarta on December 3rd, which was International Day of Persons with Disabilities. But I really have to put a shout out to the Puerto Vallarta International Airport, who were promoting the day of International Day of Persons with Disabilities by offering free massages to passengers in the terminal. And while you might think, wow, free massages in the terminal, how does that promote International Day of Persons with Disabilities? So there was quite a lineup for the free massages, because who doesn't want a massage before they get on in our case, a 5.5-hour flight back home to Canada. But what was, I think, for me, the most exciting thing to experience was that the massage therapists that were giving the massages were all blind. And this, in my mind, was just an awesome way to highlight the value of persons with disabilities, especially in employment. So just, they gave great massages. They were trained massage therapists. They had the knowledge and the skills required to be massage therapists. And if it was not for the fact that you asked how the free massages were linked to International Day of Persons with Disabilities, you would never have known that, in fact, the massage therapists that were providing this valuable service in giving massages to people, to travelers who were either departing or arriving at the Puerto Vallarta Airport as part of their long travel day, but also that these massage therapists were employed in a field that requires, in Canada, a two-year college degree program. And the fact that their disability does not at all stop them from being qualified. And in fact, the gentleman I had, an excellent massage therapist. So that was my experience this year. It was uniquely different. I usually do a podcast. I've done an event in the past to mark the day. This year, because I was traveling, I wasn't able to do anything kind of online or in person. But the fact that I was able to participate in the day in a very valuable, meaningful way to me was something that I found just an awesome way to recognize International Day of Persons with Disabilities. So if you head over to our social media channels, you will see some pictures of me getting a massage by a very trained and qualified massage therapist who just happens to be blind. So I'm sitting there in my wheelchair as a person with a disability, getting a massage from a massage therapist who happened to have a disability as well. And neither of our disabilities hampered that from being able to happen. So I really truly give a shout out to the Puerto Vallarta Airport, who observed the day, and they were promoting the understanding of disability issues, mobilizing support for the dignity, rights, and well-beings of persons with disabilities, but also showcasing persons with disabilities in an employment setting that, as I said, was nobody that was lining up gave any thought whatsoever to the fact that their massage therapist was blind. So that really, wraps up this episode of the podcast. I do urge you to check out the pictures on our page. We have tagged the Puerto Vallarta International Airport and recognized them for their efforts. And this year, International Day of Persons with Disabilities, which in 2022 was the 30th year that it was observed, but this year, for me, it truly was international. I was in another country and able to take part in an event that was observing the day, and was just so very, very pleased to see the true international perspective of the day being observed. And again, I just can't say enough about the event that they were putting on to promote the day. So for me, we're going to wrap it up for this week. We are scheduled to restart with some of our guests again next week. So we've got some exciting guests coming up, and I hope you'll join us. But until next week, thanks so much for tuning in, and cheers.
Thank you for listening to Accessibility Solutions. For a free 15-minute consultation to discuss how accessibility can improve your business bottom line, please visit solutions4accessibility.com. I love hearing from my listeners, so please feel free to email me at linda@solutions4accessibility.com or connect with Accessibility Solutions on LinkedIn, Facebook, or subscribe to the Accessibility Solutions YouTube channel.